Who remembers the anime Red Garden? Because this anime has a pretty interesting way that they portray vampires. But yeah, let's talk about Red Garden. This anime takes place in New York City and it follows four high school girls that would never hang out with each other under normal circumstances because they're all vastly different. But they all get caught up into something because of a mutual friend that they all share, which her name is Jessica. And what they get caught up in is that every night whenever they see these butterflies in the air, they have to follow those butterflies. And when they get there, they basically have to take out these men. And like when you see the men, they basically have like these white eyes and they have fangs, so like those are essentially are the vampires, and they essentially have to beat their asses and they jump them. Just know most of the time when it comes to the girls early on, they're going to be struggling to basically take out these men and kill them, but later on in the series they're still going to be struggling, but they do find a way to actually beat them. But for the most part, that's what really happens in this story. At least early on, you're going to get hit with a lot more story elements because this is one of those anime that doesn't really hold your hand when it comes to explaining information, because you're going to get information in batches, but it's going to be spread out between the whole 23 episodes of this anime. But just know early on in the first 6 episodes, you're going to be wondering like, what is happening? Now, one of the things that's kind of interesting about this series is that if you look this up, it'll say it's in the horror genre, but like as you're watching this, to me this is more slice of life than horror. To me it's like 90 slice of life and then 10% horror. Now what makes the vampires interesting in this anime is that the people that turned into vampires are only really vampires because they were cursed, because you have 2 clans in this anime, and at first like you had one clan that had both of these books, but then that other clan stole that book, and once they stole that book, the other clan cursed them, but then that clan, they cursed them back. And like when it comes to the clan that stole the book, what happens to them is at some point in their life they essentially like lose control and they turn into like basically vampires, because like their eyes turn white and they can't control their powers, and once they lose control, like they're attack anybody, and that's why you have the other clan always take out them whenever they lose control, because they don't want them to hurt civilians. Now the one thing I really did like about this series is that when it comes to like us not knowing anything, we're just like the 4 main characters in this anime, because like we literally learn all this stuff at the same time that they do, and then that was just one of the things I really liked about it, because I really enjoyed that aspect that we're learning at the same time as the characters in the show. Now there's one thing I do want to talk about real quick, but this is only if you've seen this series. If you haven't seen this series, then go watch it. Now the final episode of this series, which is like the OVA, and it's like 46 minutes long, it essentially takes place in the future, and in that future you have like everybody that died in the series still alive, and I was just like, why are they still alive? You know, at the very end of this series, like when it came to the 4 main characters, once those books got brought together, you know, like their memories got all wiped, and we saw that they lived for a long ass time and then they're in the future, which I was just like, why do we really need to see the future? Because like them episodes to me were kind of pointless. But if you've seen Red Garden, let me know what you think about it. If you haven't seen it, why not check it out? You can watch it on Crunchyroll, or you can hop on a pirate ship and watch it that way too though. And yes, this is in dub, so you can watch this in English.